Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Strike Team Gladius. So, continuing on from the last video when I kind of just went through some of the menus and how the game is overall, I'm going to do one playthrough of a mission. It might be more than one mission because the first missions in this game are rather fast, and trust me, they get long later. So the early ones can be very quick, a bit like Phoenix Point. The early ones can be, or probably even XCOM too, can be quick, and then later they can be pretty long actually. So here's the setup. As I said in the previous video, it's always on a planet that looks very similar. There's barrels that you can hide behind and barrels that can explode. You'll always know what you can shoot because when you move somebody, let's pick somebody with a long range, that's our sniper with a long range. If there's a barrel you can shoot, anything you can shoot and destroy, that pink one for example, and that enemy, they'll have a pink underlay. So you'll know that barrel will explode and you'll know these barrels won't. So that's how that works, and just to show you, we'll shoot that barrel with and that will kill that alien thing dead. The purple crystal things are just like rocks. They're just purple rocks, so you don't have to worry about them. They're just things used for cover, as we do there. And as I've said previously about Phoenix Point and XCOM, those are two good examples, especially with this game, because I'd say this is kind of taking the combat part of those two and just using that. There's no kind of relevant story. The story in this game is just to facilitate the combat. You don't have to do anything. People heal themselves, you don't have to do any research. There's nothing really to find out other than the aliens are attacking and you have to keep killing them. So they're two good comparison games to the combat in this. And this is more Phoenix Point than it is XCOM, and by that I mean that it starts off pretty easy and it can get pretty difficult later, whereas, as I said many times, XCOM 2, I think it starts hard when you have the four squad mates and you start the missions, even if you're on a low difficulty, but especially if you get up to things like legendary and those, it's easy to lose people early on, and the higher up you level, the more equipment you've got and the more ammo and armour, and the advent and the aliens don't really ever seem to catch up. And in this is more like Phoenix Point, where although you can do a lot of different things, you don't ever really quite seem to catch up. Yeah, okay, so it's telling us how to go for cover. I'm sure that anyone who plays any game, let alone turn-based games, will know what cover is, but yeah, it's good they show you. Some people may not. So let's go into cover there. We'll shoot that guy. At least you know we can shoot him. We've got a shot on him. The little, I'll show you again. The little thing at the top where there's the portrait, the thing on the left where there's picture of the bullets, that's how many shots you have that turn. So that guy had one shot, this one has three. Often it depends on the person. Sometimes people with really good shots have only one, sometimes people with really weak shots have three. So that one's only got a pistol, so that's why she's got three. I'm not sure why, if that's the only reason she's got three, but I'll just show you the pistol. So he's got a pistol, she can shoot. Missed. They'll fire back. They'll come to fire back later. Yeah, they missed again. So return fire is a thing in this game. You don't have to set it. Some of our guys will do it, and some of the aliens will do it. And it's definitely a thing to be aware of, because certainly in later missions, some of the aliens fire back much more damage than you could possibly inflict by shooting them. So these aliens you won't be wanting to shoot, and you'll actually try to avoid shooting them, and the way you'll have to kill them is either you return fire on them if they fire at you, blow up a grenade or something they're standing near, or use a sniper so they can't shoot you back because you're out of range. So that's the thing to bear in mind. Return fire can be quite important. These things you see on the ground, there'll be different ones, but they're pickups. If you press the triangle, it's got a little question mark in the top right corner to show you. That will tell you what it is. It's made a damage boost, and actually anything you want to know, for example what that is, you press triangle and it will tell you what it is. There's no way of actually clicking on the active skills to see what they are, but it will tell you roughly the damage and the life of that thing, and there's the attack summary, so it can be useful. And you can click on anything including your own people, because it doesn't actually tell you which person it is. So if you don't remember their names or how they look, which I suggest you do, you won't know. For example, it doesn't tell you that one's a sniper, so unless you remembered it, you won't know. So later on, once you've played it a bit, you'll get to know all of them, but early on you won't, so you'll have to kind of remember. It won't matter early on, because like I said, early on this is quite easy. So we look around, see if there's anything else. No, okay. We'll move our sniper to there. Next thing is on the top right hand corner, where there's that little button on the cog. If you press the options button and then go down, you get that little, it looks like a data pad. I think that's what it's meant to be. And if you go on there, you have command skills, and there's quite a lot of them. You seem to get awarded randomly. I'm not quite sure. I don't think it ever actually tells you how you get them. You just get them maybe for completing battles in certain times or killing different enemies, I don't know, but you just get them randomly. And they can build up, and some of them can be quite useful. Of course, it's hard to know exactly how useful some of these things are, but some of them can be useful, and I would suggest that you definitely don't waste them early on, because anything you have like this will be useful later when the game gets a lot harder. So don't use these things. I mean, you can use them to try them out, but don't use these things early on, because you won't get loads of them, and you can see at the moment we've only got 3, and that's not many. So don't use them unless you need them, and you won't need them early, but you will probably need them later, or at least it will shoot both of those guys. I was just standing waiting for, and that's the end of the first mission. So as you can see, it's even simpler than the first mission in Phoenix Point, when you have to kill some worms or something like that. You get awarded experience points. I don't exactly know how they work those out either, but there you go, and they automatically added. You sometimes pick up stuff. We picked up, and it shows you there. A helmet, which is okay. And you can see there on the portraits of the characters in our squad, they're all flashing, and that means they can all use the helmet. And I would suggest if you pick up anything on the battlefield, give it to one of the portraits that's flashing, so that person can use it, because I've still not worked out how to transfer between different people. So yeah, so just give it to anybody. At the moment it won't matter, and it's not something amazing. You can sell it actually if you wanted to, so there you go. We've given it to our surgeon, and that ends that. And then we'll just do, if you want to equip that, and we might as well, because things don't automatically equip. And there you go, we've got the helmet, which we will equip to that person. We've got a good bit of money, but again, early on, although I would always suggest you use the money in this game, because you can sell, you can buy and sell things for the same money. So basically, if you buy, I'll just show you, if you buy some ammo, and you can see everyone can use all the ammo. So if we bought this ammo for 245, and then we decided we didn't like it, we could sell it back for the same money. So you can actually buy anything you want, and there's no deficit to using it. So I would suggest you always use all the money, because if you get more money, or you want different gear or different ammo, or you want to spend more money on something later, you can. So in theory you might as well just get anything, but I'm not going to go through all the things and do it now. But you can equip ammo to everybody and armour to everybody, and the different weapons, as I said before, it will show you there where it says where there's the whole body picture. It will say rifle, if someone can only use a rifle, some can only use a pistol, some can use missile launcher and a sword, sniper rifle. So you can buy whatever that character wants, or if you pick up something you can equip what that character wants, or you can sell it. So There you go, that's that. So again, there's no need to level up your people, they level up automatically. So we'll just do another mission, and it's mission 2. And like I said, the early missions in this are simple, they're slightly tutorial, and you do well to get anyone killed. Again, eliminate all hostiles, so that little guy comes up quite often during the whole game if you've got to do a particular thing in a mission, where there's some missions where you have to pick up some tech or do something like that, he'll come up and tell you. So they're telling you that there's a guy behind cover, not a guy, that's not a guy. Trust me, that's not a guy. There's a thing behind cover, and it wants you to throw a grenade at them. I will pick somebody. Not her, because he can't move very far. Pick somebody with a grenade. We'll run here. You click on the grenade portrait picture, and there's a little pink thing, and we can chuck our grenade, and that's not quite killed him, but we've still got a shot on him, so we'll shoot him. Him or it. So, also, next thing to note, along the bottom of each different character you can see there's all these little boxes where the pink square is, and they're all different abilities, and there are a lot of abilities on each different character, and they do add to them as they go on. When they upgrade, they add to them. You don't get to pick what you get, but they do upgrade, and you get different ones. And they can be useful. You'll need to use these, it's like Phoenix Point, you'll need to use all the things you have. Some of them you can't tell how useful they are. So the ones where they boost attack, you'll never know whether they really do. You can't tell, it's hard sometimes, like with better ammo or better weapons. But some of them are very useful, so that one is one I can't quite tell. But these things where you've got a smoke grenade can be useful, for example. That's a tech hack, which can be kind of useful. I'm sure later on there's robots and things to hack. This one, the Techromancer one, has a personal cloak that can be kind of useful. It's not invisibility, so don't think you do that and then you're suddenly immune. You're not, but it's useful. This one has a offensive system. Later on they have a defensive system. They have a jump, which is like a jet jump in Phoenix Point. That can be useful. That one has first aid, which isn't quite a medical kit, but it's useful, and she can also do a personal cloak, and she can make a gun gun. I'll show you that actually, just to show you. So what that would be is there, and you get this extra thing you can control, and you can move that around, and it shoots, and it has its own little abilities, which is quite nice. The Techromancer can make gun turrets later. That's an ability. That's that one. Later, she hasn't got it yet, but she can make gun turrets, and that can be a lifesaver, because the gun turrets have good range, and they're quite strong attack. So you might need those when you're fighting a lot of aliens off. So they can be very useful. Also for defending a position, they can be useful. So all these abilities are useful, and you'll need to. That one we haven't looked at. She's got those kind of things. I'm never sure whether they really help a lot. But grenade launcher can be useful. Smoke grenade we've already said. Supply drop you can call a random thing, which could be a tech critical hit boost or a medical boost. Combat sims is what it is. And field medicine can be very useful. So you'll need to kind of use all these things at different times, and some you won't be quite sure how much good they'll do. Some will obviously do good, like the field medicine and those kind of things, and the jet jump, and that little flying android thing is useful. So for example, if you had, for example, 2 Techromancers and 2, I think it's the Recon that has that, you could have 6 different allies. Could you have 2 of those for the 2 Recons, and the Techromancer later can have 2 turrets, and if you had 2 of those, that'd be 4 between the 2 of them. So you could have 6 different extra pairs of, not hands, but guns, so that's useful. There's more of these boosts, and again, you just have to critical boost. It does have that little triangle thing there with a question mark, but it doesn't actually tell you what it does. So you'd kind of have to think, what's that question mark about? So this guy's got 2 shots, and early on killing these things is relatively straightforward, except he missed with his second shot. I'll do the jet jump to show you. So the jet jump, you can see there, we can jet jump to there, which is good. And you can still move after, which is good. And then we'll kill that thing there, hopefully. She's a heavy, so she has some kind of rocket launcher gun thing, so that's good. There's some more things over there to kill. That thing there, that pink thing, in case you're wondering, is a mine. You'll know, if you didn't know, you can see it looks like a mine anyway, and they're useful to blow up enemies that are standing on it, but also sometimes you may want to destroy them yourself, because you don't want to go over the square with that and then find that someone activates it and you get blown up. So, and those things can be pretty lethal. So that's that one. And again, I'm doing this in a kind of cavalier way because I played this and I know these early levels are pretty easy, but I think when I first played this I did it in a bit more of a considered way. So we'll just finish it because those things are too far away to kill. Okay, so one more thing which is all relevant, and all these things that I've said, they count throughout the game. Yeah, okay, that's exactly what I was going to tell you. So all these things I've told you, they're things just to use throughout the game. How you play the game won't change. You'll need the abilities, you'll need command points, you'll need to worry about the return fire things, you'll need to pick up the bonuses. So all the things are things that will be relevant throughout the game. So that thing with the legs, it looks like an alien more than the rest of the things look like an alien. That is a thing that if you shoot it, wrong person, okay. If you shoot it with, that's our sniper, so let's just go to cover. And if you shoot it, it will explode if it dies, that is. And acid blood spray, that's what we want to see. So it didn't do anything there, but later on, especially when you get quite a lot of those things and they have eggs and you have to try and kill the eggs while you're fighting everything else, because if there's eggs of those things in the battlefield, they'll keep hatching more of those things. And what you can do to kill a number of them and these other aliens at the same time is when they're amongst them, if you kill one, they'll explode and they'll spray their own kind or the other alien variations with acid and they'll die. So that can be a very useful way to get rid of a group of aliens in a hurry. The one that you can see further back, and I'll show you this one, is in a kind of cloak. It's not the greatest cloak, but it's a cloak nevertheless. So we'll move someone to that boost just to show you how that works, and just go there, you get the critical hit boost, which is nice. You won't need to kill him because him or it, because that's almost dead. Okay. Like I said early on, these things aren't going to do much damage. And another thing about this game to remember is that nobody dies, there's no permadeath. So if anyone that dies in the mission, they're back to the next mission, and there's no healing time either. So if someone dies or they're very badly injured, they come back and they're completely better, which is what it is. Ideally, I think you'd want a system where people, maybe not permadeath because that can be a choice, some people like it and some people don't, but ideally maybe you'd want them to be slightly injured, so that would mean you have to pick different squad mates, but it is what it is. Like I said, this game's geared to the combat, and that's the end of that mission, and then you'll get leveled up. I don't know how you get the level up points, like I said. Yeah, you'd ideally want people to maybe get slightly injured and have to lay off, because then you would have to swap around squad mates more often. And like I said, I'm not very keen on the fact that everyone you swap in comes in at the same level, because I like the fact that if you use someone a lot they level up more. But again, that's personal choice. Someone might think it's really good that you bring in a new person and they don't have to be leveled up, so you know, that's just choice. But so there, we've done that mission. We got some what's that, a shotgun, which I don't think anyone, as you can see, no picture. Oh yeah, one person can use a shotgun, so we'll give them the shotgun. And the armour anyone can use. Let's give it to that one because it doesn't matter. And yeah, that's basically how the systems work. If you go through all the different parts that I've said, and again, once again, you can just add some of the things you've got to the person. Yeah, if you follow all the things I've said roughly, that will be what you'll be doing throughout the missions. They'll get different. There's missions where you have to retrieve something, and these tactical decisions where you kind of have to go work out who to leave in the escape area. Do you leave someone there? Do you protect that area? Do you send someone one way and someone another way to try and confuse them? Do you all go one way? So there are tactical decisions to be made, but we can't equip that, so we won't. No, we can equip that. Yeah, there are tactical decisions to be made, but there's a lot of shooting, and like I said, this game is very good. I'll just do the beginning of the next mission. This game is very good to jump into, because if you ever want to play a kind of XCOM, Phoenix Point like shooting game, but you don't want to worry about the story or the ramifications, because obviously, especially Phoenix Point, there's loads of ramifications by what you do and what you don't do, and who you help and who you don't help. And if you don't want to worry about research or leveling up people or anything like that, this is a good game to just do, because you don't have to worry about anything other than the actual in-mission activities. You don't even have to worry about changing your armour or adding that. You can, but you don't have to. And early on, as I've just shown you, it doesn't really matter. So it's a good game. Like I said, it's a good game for what it is. And this mission is to save the pilot, which is this guy. There's often missions, again, there's missions where you can save someone that's someone who's not controlled by you. So that guy, we don't have any control over him, but we've got to help him, so he's going to do whatever he's going to do. There's other missions where you get extra help, so there's sometimes a few soldiers you can take control of, sometimes there's tanks and armoured vehicles you can take control of, there's a few android things. So there's different things you can get and do. There's the medical health boost things, so there's different things you can pick up, different things you can get and do, armour boost. So there's quite a lot of variation, and I would say the actual in-game combat isn't any, it's just variable as some of the things like Phoenix Point. There's different aliens that do different things. The aliens upgrade, you can upgrade your people. There's all these different abilities, if not more abilities than some of the other games I've talked about. So I would say the in-combat is good. It's equally challenging to other games, but there's no other part to the game. So like I said, the great thing about video games is there's room for all sorts of games. If you don't like a game without much story and just playing this, then this isn't the game. This is the game for you. If you want a game with story and decisions and repercussions and deciding what to research, this won't be the game for you. And this game's for everybody, and that's a good thing. And sometimes, especially with strategy games, maybe there's room for someone to like all of them. And I like this. I like XCOM, I like Phoenix Point, even Valkyria Chronicles, although that's kind of rather heavy story side, but there's room for all of them, and there's different moods. I'll play different games. So anyway, that's Strike Team Gladius. I won't be doing any more videos on this game because I don't think the combat is difficult enough or different enough to need to do another one. All the basics, and that's really all you can see. like I said, the aliens do upgrade. They upgrade quite quickly, and these different aliens, these bigger aliens. Again, it's a bit like Phoenix Point like that. The aliens upgrade quickly, they get tougher, they have more abilities, you have more abilities, but like Phoenix Point, I think that the aliens upgrade quicker and have more abilities quickly than we ever get. And so you have to always be on your toes later. And the aliens are on their hands, or their flippers, or whatever that thing at the back is. I don't know what that's on. I don't know, possibly drugs. We're just going to shoot that. But yeah, it's kind of fun. So here's what it is. Like I said, I've had fun playing this. I think I've got to mission 20, and I'll definitely continue playing it. So thanks for watching. Take care.